Just when I thought it couldn't possibly get worse for Kash Patel, he somehow managed to put on a worse performance than yesterday in the House, being grilled by Jamie Raskin, Eric Swalwell, and Thomas Massie, and melting down instantly. Patel not only humiliated himself, but blew up Donald Trump's Jeffrey Epstein scandal when he was unable to respond to questions about Donald Trump's name being in the Epstein list, a complete meltdown that we are going to get into. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button, because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into Kash being grilled, I want to start with Jamie Raskin's perfect opening statement in calling out Kash Patel right here.
1,000 victims betraying all of the survivors of the sexual violence. Before you got in this job, you called for full release of the Epstein files, telling podcaster Benny Johnson that the only reason the list was not released by DOJ and FBI was, quote, because of who's on that list. Upon your confirmation, you promised that, quote, there will be no cover-ups, no missing documents, no stone left unturned. And anyone from the prior or current bureau who undermines this will be swiftly pursued. This spring, you ordered hundreds of agents to pore over all the Epstein files, but not to look for more clues about the money network or the network of human traffickers. You pulled these agents from their regular counterterrorism or drug trafficking duties to work around the clock, some of them sleeping at their desks, to conduct a frantic search to make sure Donald Trump's name and image were flagged and redacted wherever they appeared, whether an email, a text, a letter, an interview, a photograph, or a video. In May, Attorney General Bondi reportedly told Trump that his name had indeed appeared multiple times throughout the Epstein files. And not long thereafter, in July, you and the Attorney General released a memo claiming that, quote, no further disclosure would be appropriate or warranted. In a few short months, how did you go from being a crusader for accountability and transparency for the Epstein files to being a part of the conspiracy and cover-up? The answer is simple. You said it yourself, because of who's on that list.
These things are not inherently tied together, but the idea that MAGA wants us to care about Charlie Kirk when they have not cared about one school shooting victim, when they don't care about any of the victims of gun violence, when they don't care about the survivors speaking out about the abuse that they underwent at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein, that they send Kash Patel out to make this a joke, to pretend that this is all some game, that it's theater. How can you ask me to care when these people fundamentally never have? They are not honest brokers. They are not serious people. And Jamie Raskin continued to make that clear, grilling Kash Patel.
Stop that. I'm not blaming anybody other than you. You're not keeping your word. You said that you would release all of the materials under your direct control.
Has anyone released more information on Epstein than I have? Has anyone?
Much more.
Did Comey, did Ray.
Much more. Excuse me. Much more has come out in the days since the American people and Congress have been demanding it. But it's coming out in dribs and drabs. Why don't you just release the entire file as you promised to do?
I literally just told you there are multiple federal court orders. I'm not going to break the law to satisfy your curiosity. You didn't join us when we filed court to release the court orders. You could have. You have lawyers. You could have shown up. You didn't do that.
That's a tiny fraction of the material we're talking about.
That is not.
It is a tiny fraction.
How do you know that? Have you seen everything?
It's all misdirected.
How do you know
The time
that?
of the gentleman has expired. The gentleman from California is recognized.
Well, thank you.
Everything that this administration is doing is fundamentally, in some way, a distraction or a stunt. Now, of course, we know that Donald Trump's invasion of DC is a real effort to expand his authoritarian project, but there's no real meaning behind it. He's not doing it in an effort to keep people safe. It's just because he wants to broaden his power and intimidate us all. And in the same way, every action that Kash Patel claims is new transparency on the Epstein files is a stunt. They don't care about transparency. They just care about the public perception, which just got made a whole lot worse with Eric Swalwell's question right here.
I appreciate the director reviewing the files. You said you don't know the number of times Trump's name appears in the files, so it could at least be 1,000 times. Is that right?
The number is a total misleading factor. We have not released anyone's name we have not released anyone's name in the Epstein files that has not been credible.
Director, could it at least be 1,000 times?
We have released every piece of legally permissible information.
Okay,
you can characterize the numbers however you want it.
Reclaiming my time, Director. It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000 times. Which
it's not. It's not.
Is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
Do you think it might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country. My job is not to engage in political innuendo so you can go out to the sticks and get your 20-second hit in your fundraising article.
Director,
keep going, reclaiming your time, because the people of California are being underserved by your representation.
If the president is not implicated, why not release everything that involves him?
We have released everything, the president and anyone else's side, that is credible and lawfully be able to be released. Your fixation on this matter and baseless accusations that I'm hiding child pedophiles is disgusting. Anyone that says that needs to look at the stats alone and go back to the state of California, who's receiving the biggest surge in FBI resources through my redeployment because the cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco need it.
Director, remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell?
Did
you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out?
Yes
if you're gonna mock
or no, Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No. A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F.
it sounds like you don't want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
Why don't you try serving your constituency by focusing on reducing violent crime in this country and the number of pedophiles that are illegally harbored in your sanctuary cities in California? I'll work with you on that.
Regular order, Mr. Chairman.
Director,
I belong to the gentleman from California.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The question has been asked and answered.
You've not answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt.
She just can't answer. She can't answer. And it's not because he doesn't know. It's not because Kash Patel hasn't seen the Epstein files, although we were told yesterday by Kash Patel that he was not too familiar with everything in the documentation. The man who said that he would bust open that file, rip through it all, and release it to the public seems like he doesn't really give a shit anymore. And yeah, that continued to happen when Dan Goldman was asking about the Epstein files, and Kash Patel just couldn't speak.
Now, does Donald Trump appear anywhere in the Epstein files?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
It's not a complicated question. Does Donald Trump appear anywhere in the Epstein files?
I didn't say it was a complicated question. I just didn't hear you, so my apologies. We have released where President Trump's name's in the Epstein files and everybody else, and all credible information that we are legally allowed to release has been released.
All right, so let's go through that. You're referring to court orders that prohibit you from releasing grand jury testimony under Rule 6E. Is that what you're referring to when you say as the law allows?
That's a piece of it.
Really? What other evidence do those three court orders you cited prohibit from being released?
Information that was collected pursuant to those search warrants that were limited in fashion.
Wrong. That's not what the court order says, and that's not under 6E.
And you're talking, and I said that's 6E, and I said there was others, and I'm answering that. There are sealed court order documents. There are protective orders.
They are unsealed as part of discovery given to Ghislaine Maxwell. They are no longer sealed.
That's just not true. We can argue about it all you want.
Okay, well, you agree that there are, so your testimony here is that the reason why you are not releasing all of the videos that you have acknowledged, there are so many, and that the FBI spent thousands of hours of reviewing, the photographs, the photographs that you have. You're saying that you're not releasing those because there's a court order requiring them to be sealed? Is that your testimony?
Never said that about the videos. On the totality of the videos, of the thousands of images that were seized pursuant to the search warrants executed at the time, the overwhelming majority of that video is pornographic material that was downloaded from the internet and child sexual abuse material. We will never release that.
Well, as you should not release the victims. But if there are videos that relate to others who Epstein trafficked to, such as maybe Prince Andrew, or photographs, that you have total control to release.
Yes, and if it
And
exists,
so why haven't you released it?
why are you supposing that that is a fact when in fact it is false?
This is not an honest broker. This is not a serious person. Kash Patel is a joke. We saw it just yesterday. Donald Trump was asked whether or not he has faith in Kash Patel. And what was his answer? I support everyone in my administration. I think the FBI is great. He didn't say Kash Patel's name because we know his name might be on the chopping block. It might be over for Kash Patel. Kash Patel has consistently showed that this administration has no interest in actually getting anything done. I hate to keep coming back to this, but I have to. The fact that there have been no changes, no critiques, no understanding of the failure of the investigation, the response to the Charlie Kirk shooting, just goes to show that they don't care. This isn't someone that they're mourning and thinking so deeply about what could I have done differently? How can I respond now? What can I prevent going forward? No, it is all a show. Kash Patel spent like an extra 4 nights in New York and then in Vegas and then like, I don't even know where after that, before he went to Utah, because he's more caught up partying than he is anything else. This is not a Democratic thing. This is not a Democrat thing. This is a bipartisan effort. And Thomas Massie made it clear right here.
We know these people exist in the FBI files, the files that you control. I don't know exactly who they are, but the FBI does. Have you launched any investigations into any of these people, and have you seen these 302 documents?
Sir, I have asked my FBI agents to review the entirety of the Epstein files and bring forth any credible information. And we're working with Congress not only to divulge that information and produce it to you, but any investigations that arise from any credible investigation will be brought. There have been no new materials brought to me launching a new indictment.
So is the loophole here, or is it your assertion that these victims aren't credible, that the 302s maybe didn't produce credible statements that rise to a probable cause?
Just embarrassment after embarrassment after embarrassment from this FBI. And it is so scary how unsafe we are because of someone like Kash Patel being at the helm. There is a lack of leadership. He's not even there. He doesn't know what to do. That video of Kash Patel at the first press conference in Utah, where his eyes are just bulging and he's freaking out like the fucking idiot that he is. Just, oh, what do I say? What do I do? Kash Patel didn't speak at the first hearing in the wake of the Charlie Kirk shooting. That's the lack of leadership that we are dealing with right now. And anyone unwilling to call that out is an unserious person. And we should not have to listen to what they say. We should not have to be lectured by these people. It is moronic. Just listen again to how inadequately he is unable to respond to questions about something he claims to care about.
Why are they not being released?
How are they not under protective?
Why are you not going to the court like you did for the grand jury testimony to unseal those records?
The DOJ did go to the court.
No, not on those records. Why aren't you going? You just went on grand jury.
Time of the gentleman has expired.
You are hiding the Epstein files, Mr.
Time of the
Patel.
gentleman has expired.
You are part of the cover-up.
This has really been the position of the administration, just deny, 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 deny. But it doesn't work. You can't cover this up. You can't hide it. And your attempts to have only brought more attention. And so it doesn't matter that Donald Trump's in the UK, that he's running away. They're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep talking about it. This is the story. And if you want to support our work in doing that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.